Ladies and gentlemen, apologize for the music in the background. I don't know if it's being recorded, but I can freaking hear it. My neighbors they have no sense of the loudness of their music. But I want to point out something. I want you to look at this man. What you are looking at is the portrait of a thief. A legalized thief. This is the portrait of a con man. This is the portrait of a man who has a mega church that is full of people who are middle class, poor, there might be a few upper middle class or even wealthy people in there. And he feeds off them. He drains them. He is a multi-frickin' millionaire. He's a multi-fucking millionaire. I keep self-censoring. I don't know why I do it, but anyways. He is a multi-millionaire. He is worth, according to Google at least, and Google may not be the most reliable source, but he is worth $27 million. Okay? He is filthy rich. He's just plain filthy in the first place, but he's filthy rich. Okay? Look at the suit he's wearing. Okay? That suit is probably worth thousands of dollars. His parishioners are regular people. Some of them are poor, even. He asks them to contribute 10% of their income to him, a man who is worth $27 million. He asks for that from these average people. He runs a church that is a multi-million-dollar organization. Does he have any poverty programs to help the poor? Let's find out. Let's find out if he has any poverty programs to help the poor. Let's see. It looks like he has a couple. Maybe. But that's really beside the point for the particular story I'm talking about. This man, who is worth $27 million, and who runs a multi-million-dollar church, has just asked his parishioners for $65 million, at least according to CNN, for a private jet. I shit you not, for a private jet. This man lives in a mansion. He's worth $27 million. His parishioners are regular people. He probably drives a very nice car to his church every Sunday, or however often he preaches. He lives a life that most people could only dream of. And he does preach. That's all he does. That's all he does is preach. To get that money. Now, I'm disgusted. Frankly, I'm disgusted. And I'm disgusted for many reasons. First, I want to go a little bit personal here. My mother was an evangelical Christian. A Pentecostal Christian, in fact. And she watched Trinity Broadcasting Network. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this guy's name. His name is Creflo Dollar. Okay? He's on Trinity Broadcasting Network. He's on the Christian Broadcasting Network. He's on all sorts of different, Christian-based TV networks. He's a televangelist. Him and people like him make so much money off of the poor. And my mother was one of those poor people that he and others have made money off of. My mother lived on $674 a month from disability. And she occasionally donated to these sorts of people. To Trinity, to Benny Hinn, to, I think even this guy, actually. I don't remember for sure. But it disgusts me because not only is he taking advantage of the poor by doing what he's doing, he is... And I'm not even a Christian, okay? I'm anti-Christian. I really despise Christianity, but he is perverting and using the faith of his followers, the emotions of his followers, to extort money out of them for his own good. Now, he'll claim, oh, I'm getting this jet because I need it to go minister across the world and save all these souls for Jesus. Bullshit. You need it because you want it. I'm sure there's a cheaper jet out there. In fact, let's look it up. Let's see if there's a cheaper jet. Cheapest jets. Okay, Google's being stupid. Let's just show all makes. Let's go for a Learjet. Fairly big. Fairly big. And what's that price right there? What's that price? $385,000. Okay? This man is a crook. He's a crook. He could get jets far cheaper than this. He wants a new $65 million jet paid for by all the poor people and all the middle class people in his congregation. Creflo, I doubt you're watching this, but if you are, I just want you to know something. If your God is real, and he's out there, if he came to your church, Jesus would pick up a stick and he would beat you with it and he would chase you out of your church and he would scream, "You've turned my Father's house into a den of thieves. You are a thief, an outright thief. What you're doing is legal. What you're doing maybe should be legal, because I think people have a right to be stupid. But I'm disgusted by it. And you're a disgusting man, and, you know, if you really believe what you say you believe, then you are doing more harm to your religion than almost any atheist like me could do. It's people like you, Creflo, that make religion out to be a complete and total scam. You're a con artist. That's all you are. You're an absolute con artist. And you should be ashamed of yourself. And, you know, one only hopes that you go the way of Kent Hovind and end up in a federal prison somewhere for tax evasion. That's all I have to say about you. You are despicable. And I find you repulsive. You use your people, you use your congregation to enrich yourself. And what do you give back to the community? You're worth $27 million. Why are you worth $27 million, Creflo? What part of, give up all your belongings and follow Christ did you miss? What part of help the poor did you miss? You know how much money, or you know how much it would help the poor if you used your $27 million to build a school, or, I don't know, feed the homeless in your area, start a jobs program, start a charity, You could do great things with the position you have and the money you have. Instead, you keep it. You keep being worth $27 million. You ask for a $65 million jet from your congregation. You ought to be ashamed. You ought to be ashamed, and you ought to be kicked out of just about any church that you're a part of. The Christian religion needs to do away with scam artists like you. They need to expose you. They need to run you out of the religion. Anybody who gives to this man or gives to any televangelist is an idiot. Just outright idiot. That's all I have to say.